Hey y'all, welcome back. It's your girl Rosetta Johnson. This is Growing Gracefully. Thank you so much for coming back to another week. You already know I'm your friend, your cousin, your sister, maybe even your best friend at the end of this. And y'all, I got something else we need to discuss. Let's get into it. So today I felt really led to talk about something that I'm sure I'm not the only one that has experienced this in some way, form, or fashion. We all have been touched with some type of grief. Whether it was indirectly, directly, you know somebody, or it was right in your own circle, you have dealt with some type of grief. And grief, depending on your situation, can have a total different outlook. And everybody deals with it differently. That is one thing I have learned about grief. A lot of times, until it happens to you, it's easier said than done to get over something or to move past it. And just to kind of bring you into my life, maybe you've heard me mention it on my other videos, and if you haven't, it gives you a reason to go back and check. But so for me, back in 2017, I lost my mom, my mother, my best friend, my counselor, my girlfriend, everything to me, my mom. Literally, there was nothing in life that I went through. There was nothing in life that I experienced that my mom was not a part of, or I didn't tell her about. She was literally my best friend. And to lose her was a big blow. It was a big hit, and it was definitely a shock. Because just to keep it completely honest with you, it was one of those situations I didn't expect it to end how it ended up. And the reason why I say that, my mom, growing up, was never a sickly person. She was never a person that was in and out of the hospital. That just wasn't her situation. And so when she was diagnosed with cancer, it was really one of those situations you're just like, okay, I know she's going to pull out of this, because this is crazy that this is even happening to her. And you're trying to boost yourself up and trying to believe and wear a proud face, even though there's moments you're fearful, or you're trying to wear a proud face because other people are coming to you and saying, well, if it doesn't work out, or if it doesn't happen, if God doesn't heal her, then she's in a better place. And this is while she was still living. You hear all types of different things. And for me, I would not allow myself to get to a place where I doubted, because I personally felt me making those type of phrases was for me saying that I didn't believe that it was possible for God to heal her. In 2016, she went through chemo and radiation and all that, and the cancer went into remission. And for us, the doctor was like, remission, but we were like, no, she's healed. And so we were so excited. It was another Christmas that we had our mother. It was another holiday and another time, another month that we had her. And so we were so ecstatic. And that was October of 2016. And so going through to October to November and having her for Christmas, another Christmas, but you could start to tell her body was starting to get sick, or she was starting to get tired again. And so, but we didn't really allow, I guess I should say, I didn't really allow my mind to go that way. Just like, well, maybe she's still adjusting, whatever the case may be. Well, back in was it January, the end of January, and it came back stronger, and it came back more aggressive, and it came back like with a vengeance. And I remember thinking to myself, God, surely you are not going to allow her story to end this way. Not my mom, not my best friend. And now, God, you've allowed a lot of things to happen, but I know you ain't about to let my mama go. I just know you're not going to do that. Now, you may bring us close to death. We may get some bad news this week, but surely this is not going to lead to death. And I remember the night before my mom passed, and I was with her in the hospital because during this time, my family, we take shifts because, we work and different things. And so all of us, somebody was always on the clock. My aunts, my mom's sisters, they were always there. My siblings that lived here, they were flying in and out. Those who didn't, my siblings that didn't live here, we were always present. Somebody was always there. And I remember I was getting ready to go. Oh man, think about this. It's just nuts. That night, it was Saturday, and I was getting ready to go on a date night with my husband because, as you imagine, while my mother was in and out of the hospital, I was still trying to balance being a wife and being a mom and trying to find out, how do I balance all this? Because I got to be there for my mom, and I want to be there for my husband. I want to be there for my daughter, but this is my mom. So trying to figure this all out. And I remember Saturday night, and I told her, I said, Mom, okay, I'm getting ready to go. And my sister was coming back to the hospital so she can spend the rest of the evening with my mom. And I remember my mom saying, and this is how we talk to each other. She's like, don't go. And I was like, I know, Mom, but I got to go meet with my husband for a date night. And I remember already feeling bad when I left the hospital, because seeing your mother or your parents sick, whoever that may be, you just don't want to see them like that. And so my sister came, I gave my mom a kiss, and that day we had devotion. We prayed early that day while I was with my mom. We did some exercises in the hospital room and all these things. And then that Sunday, so the following day, I went to church, and it was a different type of service. I remember the sun shining. I remember the Spirit of the Lord was really present that day. And I got a call. And for some reason, I just had a gut feeling when I looked at the phone. And I could not answer it. It was one of those moments like, I know what this is. And I gave the phone to my aunt. And I said, I can't answer it. Can you please answer my phone? And sure enough, I found out while in service that my mom had passed. God, how could you allow this? I prayed the right prayers. I prayed, quoting scriptures that I knew, ask these things, delight yourself in the Lord and He'll give you the desires of your heart. All these different things. I'm like, God, I'm trying. I tried. Where did I fail? And I automatically, just said, where did I fail? Was I not strong enough? Was my faith not great enough? Was my prayers not good enough? Am I even saved enough? Is that why my prayers were not answered? God, what really happened? And doing my grieving process, the thing I love about God, all those times I came to Him broken and grieving about my mother, not once did I ever leave feeling condemned or bad. It was, and I know it's because He knew the sorrow of my heart, and He didn't say, Rosetta, you should be past this point. Give yourself permission to feel those emotions. And at first I thought I was crazy, to still be, hurting. And has it gotten better? Absolutely. Has days got a little easier? Has it got a little easier to wake up in the morning and find different reasons to smile? Absolutely. I want to just simply encourage you, those who are watching on the other side of this screen, that You're not wrong for hurting. You're not wrong for still crying. You're not wrong for still having moments of that grief. It is a process. It is a true process. And I don't know when your moment of relief will come. I don't know when your moment that when you wake up in the morning, you're able to smile. I don't know when that moment of when you have that flashback, when you have that reminiscing moment that you're able to smile. I don't know when that is for you personally, but I do know that in time, will it come? Yes. Will it take time to get there? Absolutely. On this new journey, every day, God, your strength. God, your help. God, I miss my mom today. I need you to be my rock. I need you to hold me. I need you to wrap me in your arms of love. And for you, that I don't know what that looks like for you altogether. I can only tell you what works for me. I can only tell you what's been keeping me sane, because I remember when driving down the road and thinking about my mom and wanting to lose it all, wanting to just drive into a pole or something and just forget life, because I literally felt life was stripped from me. And I had to get to a place that I said, God, I need you to be my rock. I didn't understand why you allow this to happen. I didn't understand why you didn't deliver her from her deathbed. I didn't understand why you didn't raise her up and make a great testimony out of her. I'm not sure why. His grace is sufficient to carry me through. His grace is sufficient to hold me. His grace is sufficient to wrap me in his arms of love and cover me in his peace. That's what I'm learning through this process. I'm learning that he is God because of the relationship I have through him, and what I have learned him to be in my life. There are areas of God that I could not understand him to be because I never had to go through it before. But it wasn't until I went through certain things I realized he can be God in every area of my life. And so I want to encourage you, as you are going through this, that you do have somebody in your corner who understands. I'm praying that your midnights will turn into mornings. I'm praying that tears will soon one day turn into joy. I'm praying that one day when you think about it, it won't take you a down spiral, but you're able to think on those things and tell God, thank you for the great memories you have. But until then, you're not alone. I love you. I'm praying for you. And guess what? Until your morning comes, that God will give you the peace and the grace that you need. Because guess what? We're all still growing gracefully. Be encouraged.